Hey everybody, welcome back for more Iwouldcampthat. We are out in Elk Island National Park. We camped here last night. We're going to be camping here again tonight. It was very pleasant yesterday, very slushy. The ice and snow was melting, and even last night, we got a campfire going, and it was a really pleasant night. But the temperature dropped quite a bit. The base temperature is not super cold. It's only like -4 degrees Celsius, but there's this wind that keeps rolling in. It's not a very strong wind, but it's a very chilly wind. So trying to make breakfast this morning was a right pain, because I started trying to use the big camp stove, but I kept having to take my gloves off so I could try to get the piece in where the 1 pound fuel tank hooks up to. And I just couldn't work it with my fingers. My fingers were just so cold. So we ended up doing breakfast on the little Pinnacle, this little guy here. And so we got that done. And now we're just out driving around. We're gonna look for some walking trails and get out and get some exercise, do some walking. With my history of knee surgery, because we started our channel with the start of winter, we haven't gotten out for really any kind of hiking or anything, because usually I try to stay off ice just because of my knee. But I'm looking forward to getting out, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good walking in today. What are your thoughts, Rita?
It'll definitely be nice to see some of the woodlands and just get the stiffness out of our legs and enjoy some of the view posts that they put up in national parks, and see if they have any other interesting things that they are aiming tourists to look at. Having a registered campsite means that the fire pit is definitely something that we're really going to enjoy using again. It's really nice having a heat source right by your bum while you're making dinner.
Yep, very true. And kudos to the Elk Island staff. When we came in yesterday, we brought 2 bundles of our own firewood. And the Elk Island staff, we wanted to, because you have to pay for a fire permit out here, and then you can take wood. And I was like, yeah, well, we're paying for a fire permit. It'd be nice if we could get some wood. And I was expecting we'd have to buy it. And they're like, oh, here's 4 bundles of wood. And they're in those white kind of burlappy looking sacks. And those things burn really good too. So they make an excellent fire starter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you do get buffalo, bison out in this area. You could say that bison are explosive experts because they like to lay down landmines. So we're going to be seeing, if it's brown, don't step on it. Oh, the sun is in just the right spot right now. That's a real treat, especially after that miserable time we had making breakfast this morning. That wind was gross. My hands were so frozen.
There's no wind anymore at all, at least not where we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tiniest little breeze, but it's a gentle breeze. It's not like a go home and hide under a blanket wind.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, let's keep going. That was a very slippery trail.
Yeah, between Dustin's knee and my hip, the constant adjusting for the little slipperiness is exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to do like, because there's 2 loops, there's a smaller loop and a much longer one. It would have been nice to do the longer one just because with winter we haven't gotten out for much for hikes, but the last like few minutes before we like called it and came back, like every 60 seconds you were like,
Yeah.
like starting to slip. I'm like, okay, we better stop tempting fate here.
The spirit is willing, but the ice is much stronger.
Yeah. Well, it's because everything refroze last night because it was all slushy and puddle and everything refroze. So even like that snow that you can usually crunch through to avoid the ice, all that's frozen too.
Yeah, so you think you're stepping on something textured that your boot will hold on to. No, it's ice.
Yeah. Well, let's do some more exploring and see what else there is to see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely a good idea that we're here on a Monday. When we came in here yesterday, this parking lot was packed and now there's like nobody here.
Yeah.
2 other vehicles to the right of us, that's about it. So where are we going next, babe?
Okay, so I'm just going over the map. We came in...
Can you show the map so people can see?
Okay, so we came in on this little road here at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
We obviously did not turn to the golf course. We are around here. The playground is just a little bit into the roadway there.
Uh-huh.
There is a Ukrainian pioneer house up the hill that I would look at. There's something called the theater over here. I don't know if that's something to look at or whether it's just an empty stage.
I did see a sign for a theater.
Mm-hmm. So mostly I just want to check out that pioneer house, maybe see what the playground has.
Yeah. Well, it ain't one of our videos if we don't stop at some old house and look at it.
Mm-hmm. Although this is definitely a paid tour kind of one. It's all locked up.
Yeah.
In fact, it's bolted straight up, so it is not even open for service right now.
Yeah, I didn't figure it would be, but hey, we can at least do a walk around the exterior. They've got a cute little day use area out here too.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you could probably reserve this for group activities and such. Well, when group activities aren't taboo like they are right now.
Mm-hmm. This is a nice little reconstruction. I mean, it's obviously made with poured concrete, and the windows are got double panes of modern and old glass, but
there's a well over there.
Yeah. And somebody broke it?
Is that a food container?
No, it's a geocache.
What?
It's a geocache.
Just out in the open?
Yeah. Well, how many people come through here?
Yes.
It looks like they spilled some cards out of it, though. I'm going to pick them up.
I think it got muggled. For anyone who isn't familiar with geocaching, you go around and find hidden caches via GPS. Usually they're hidden. This one looks like it got found and taken apart. So I think we'll do the nice thing and we'll put it back together and hide it. I would say in the well, maybe put it underneath. Because we got like rocks and dirt down there, just so it's hidden. I haven't geocached in a long time.
I think you let your your account die, didn't you?
I used to have a premium geocache account, but I just haven't gotten out to do it. I used to do it a lot. I kind of stopped when we moved and then COVID and all that stuff.
Shoot, we don't have any paper to write something on, only to pop back up here really quick afterwards.
We weren't intending to find a geocache. That was just kind of a happy little surprise, but we can at least hide it.
This is what gets people into geocaching, because how do you know what to look for on the internet unless you haven't found a geocache before?
Well, you can research online. Some people find them and just destroy them too, though.
No, I have ideas for very silly little geocaching things, but we just haven't gotten back into it.
Yeah. Well, we can hide this one. Geocaching community of Alberta, you're welcome. I would seriously love to get back into geocaching, though. If you haven't heard of geocaching, definitely check it out. Wasn't planning to mention anything about, I wasn't even thinking about geocaching, but happy little surprise you find while you're out for a walk. It is a cool little activity to get into.
Fun.
Straw roof. No smoking. Very bad. Well, with all the ice and the fact that I wanted to get out and do more trails today, but it's just way too slippery. And then you sprung a leak in your boots. What do you say we head back to camp? We'll get a fire going and we'll look at doing a late lunch.
Yeah, we can. I can definitely eat. We can get a nice bonfire going and enjoy the fact that we've got a lot of extra wood.
We do have a lot of wood. Kudos to the staff for all that extra wood they gave us in addition to the wood that we brought. So yeah, let's head back and do it.
All right.
Another reason I'd recommend composite toe winter boots. I'm basically a human ice chipper.
Manual snow excavation.
Well, that's one little piece for you.
There we go. Nice.
It figures we had a much easier time starting a fire last night when we weren't recording, eh, babe? What are you using for a fire starter right now?
Well, everybody's heard of the joke that Doritos are a good one, but I figured saltine crackers would do. So I'm wrapping them in some napkins so that we've got a quick burn and a longer burn. I'm trying to stuff those underneath our kindling.
Yeah.
And then if the kindling stays lit, then I can put a larger log over top. I'm going with a cabin structure rather than a teepee, which is my favorite one. So we'll see if that works for helping the wood dry out as it burns.
Yep, persistence pays off. I mean, that's a trick when the wood is this wet. You just got to keep at it, keep throwing stuff in there, and just be persistent with the flame until it'll actually start burning. It just takes a little longer.
And now we know for next time, saltines don't make a bad fire starter.
Very true.
Well, I've got a really big package of tin foil, and if anybody's done hobo meals, that's what we're attempting to do today. I've got some homemade hamburger patties, and I've got some chopped vegetables. I've got red pepper and rough chopped onion, and I've already thin sliced 2 potatoes here for our base. And we've got seasonings down here somewhere. And oil to make sure it doesn't stick to the inside of the hobo packet, of course. Ah, there it is. I've got an envelope of chili spice if we want to spice up the whole packet at once. We can save some for later if we're careful. And where is the last thing I wanted? Ah, there it is. I got a can of mushrooms as well.
Have you ever seen that meme? Sometimes it's a GIF with like the really big cat and he's just like, heavy breathing. That's me right now. Really looking forward to this. So Rita, I know you said this is kind of like a hamburger mix, but what kind of meat did you use again?
Oh, this is actually 50-50 mule deer venison, and if anybody's worked with venison, it can be rather dry, so I mixed it with lean pork, and then, of course, egg and some breadcrumbs, because you need those to bind a hamburger patty together. And for some spices and seasoning that's actually in there, I use salt and black pepper, a little bit of goulash creme, which is just Hungarian red pepper paste, and a little bit of Dustin's favorite Montreal steak seasoning, but not so much that the whole thing just tastes of that. And then just a little bit of oil, so hopefully it doesn't stick. You okay?
What?
Did I hypnotize you with the hamburger again?
Yep. You sure did.
Ooh, sizzles.
How's the first few bites tasting there, babe?
The potato is cooked. It's really hot, but it's cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Veggies are good. I probably should have put seasoning directly on the vegetables, but we always can add salt and pepper ourselves. Let's try a piece of the meat. Dustin, I'm gonna have to take yours for testing.
That's how you lose fingers.
No, you don't understand. I might need to eat it to save you.
Yeah, I'll take my chances, thank you. The steak seasoning adds a good little zing to it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's really good. The mushrooms are a nice touch, nice texture. Like, yeah, very nice.
Yay.
We'll definitely have to do this one again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's nightfall now. That late lunch ended up being an early supper as well. That was a really good meal that you made, Rita. Really liked that. So we're just hanging out in the back, just winding down to go to bed. Temperature has dropped. It's about -6 degrees Celsius, but there's still like feels chillier than that. There's kind of like a cold, dead, just kind of like aura of cold just hanging in the air. So the plan is we're just gonna go to sleep. It was nice to camp out, nice to have a campfire. There's actually a couple of guys just down the road from us right now, and we ended up having one sack of wood left. So I ended up just giving them our wood because they're down there having a fire, doing some meal of their own. Yeah, in the morning, Rita's got to work tomorrow, so we're gonna get up early. We might hit up the Bison loop if we wake up early enough. They have a Bison loop here at Elk Island, so we might do a quick little round or two through that before we head back, just to see if we can see any bison. And Rita's just loving the cold here and just bundled up in her little cocoon of bliss.
Last night it was actually pleasant enough that I partially kicked off our emergency blanket. I don't think that will be the case tonight. It is a cloudless, starry night, and that usually means, yeah, you get that bone-deep cold that just won't go away. Now, thankfully, it's not -20, but it's still not nice. We did eat a while ago, so we don't need more trips to the washroom. We're thankfully warmed up already. We completely extinguished our fire, of course, before we got rid of the last of our wood. I'm really hoping that we can see some more wildlife on that bison trail. So far, all we've seen is a squirrel that was interested in our lunch earlier.
So as always, we will follow up with you in the morning. For now, I'm going to get the lights out, head to bed, and stay classy, everyone. We'll chat with you in the morning.
And we managed to come across some bison this morning in the bright morning sunlight. They're a little ways away, and they don't particularly care that we're here, but it's nice that we finally got to see some beasties in the sunlight.
We took a drive through the Bison Loop. They're not quite in the Bison Loop. They've crossed the road over to Mud Lake is what this is called. But yeah, it's really cool being able to see them during the daytime. We had one kind of glance at us and then just go back to grazing. Oh, one's looking at us right now.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys are still here?
Yeah, he's just chewing his cud, but they're so used to seeing tourists that they're probably just kind of like, eh, and then they keep doing their thing.
Yeah.
Besides, it's not the season to have young ones yet, so they're all just being super casual.
Yeah, if we were hanging out like this in like the summertime, the truck might get a little whoomp. And then we'd be shaking back and forth and the camera would end up on the floor and you'd all think we were dead. But anyways, we got to get back to town here. It was a nice little camp out. I'm definitely ready for winter to be over and get some spring and summer content. But yeah, we got to get Rita to work and I have a lot of editing to do, so I'm gonna Java up and get to that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to more spring camping. It'd be nice not to start your day with frozen hands as you try to manipulate the camera, but it's coming. It's coming. There's patches of melted out grass everywhere now. We just need to wait for the green stuff to get here.
Oh gosh, it's coming right for us! I'm just kidding. All right, see y'all next time, folks.